What is up, y'all? So, as I've promised, I will do a sound test on the Altec Lansing Model 56 and a quick review. I mean, yeah, these are pretty decent for $5, but if you're going on eBay and paying $100 something for these, hell no, these don't sound that good. And also, they're very, very ugly. I'm pretty sure you'd be able to tell. These sound like the cheap ass Altec Lansing computer speakers on steroids. And y'all know cheap Altec Lansing speakers are very, very cheap and they sound like absolute ass. Although these don't, but hey, they look like absolute ass. So I don't know. Has a 5-inch woofer and I think it's a 0.75 inch Mylar tweeter or whatever, those typical cheap ass tweeters you see and computer speakers, except these are a little better than those. They have big magnets and do actually produce a decent amount of high frequency to it. It has a crossover for the tweeter, a coil and a capacitor and a resistor, I think. I don't know how many orders. I didn't bother to calculate anything, and I didn't even bother to do the frequency calculations, whatnot. And I just don't give a shit. I'm not planning on modifying these anyways. As for the woofer, I think they're playing full range. It's 5 inch and very soft cone. The surround and the spider is very, very soft. So pretty good for a sealed enclosure. Those woofers are quite common in Altec Lansing bookshelf speakers and are actually pretty decent. Well, let's play some music and I guess we'll do from there. Alright, that would be it for the first song. Like I said, I don't own these, and I would be putting the timestamps and the title in the description. So go check it out. Awesome artist, awesome music. Alright, let's move on to the second track. This track is more, I could say vocal. Not a lot of bass, but more vocals kind of thing. I'm sure you heard this before. Let's go. Okay, that would be the second song. I'll move on to the last song. This song's going to be a little bit more bassy. It's going to be kind of like an R&B hip hop kind of track. So we'll be able to hear the low end response of the Altec Lansing speakers. Alright, that would be it for the third song. So let's wrap up, and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts. So here's what I think, because this is basically the first time I'm actually listening to the pair seriously. Because, I've been listening to a single one of them, and I felt like it sounded okay. And after listening to a pair like this, still, it sounded all right. It's definitely not the best sounding, and I still do like my Pro X7s a little better. However, one thing that's very notable about these speakers is the fact that they have a very good, how do I call it, sound stage. It sounded as if they were a lot more separated than this, what you're seeing right now, which is pretty good. If you like, enjoy listening to live audio stuff, kind of, feeling, these speakers are pretty decent for that. And I feel like the stereo separation is very well done. Well done. It doesn't sound like it, like the artificial kind of processing like the ZR7, which I've tested a while back. It sounded as if it's just artificial separation, just with just added reverb. These don't. They actually do sound like they're a little further apart. However, they do have their issues, and it's actually quite a severe issue. The bass, it does not go deep, but it's fine. Not so fine if it doesn't go deeper than, say, the realistic Pro X7s, because these are 5-inch, those are 4. Although I have Dayton woofers in them, the original woofers, the original 4-inch realistic woofers also do play deeper than these. So yeah, that's kind of a problem there. Also, not going deep is fine, but too much boom is not. These have a lot of upper bass, and in my opinion, that kind of drowns out a little bit of the mids in the music, which is definitely not something you want. But yes, since these are outdoor speakers, doing that will make it sound as if it's louder or bigger. Because in an outdoor environment, you need to have boom, and there's no way these could put out like real low bass or anything without a subwoofer. So boosting the upper bass, I kind of get what they're getting at. Anyways, not only that, the mids sound as if it was scooped up, like the mids and the upper mids, lower treble, basically it sounds as if it was scooped out for some reason. It's not there. One of the reasons could be because the tweeter is probably not capable of handling anything lower than 6K, 7K, or 5K. 5K is probably the lowest these tweeters could go, in my opinion, because these are the small miler tweeters and they are not good at mid frequencies. And another thing with these woofers is that they are also not good at mid frequencies, which is why we're getting this result. It's quite unfortunate. Otherwise, I think these speakers have really good potential. Another possibility that's causing the honkiness could also be because of the enclosure. These are plastic. Listen to these. They do sound pretty rigid, but then again, listen to the Pro X7s. It's completely different. It's way more solid. It's more prone to resonance of the speakers when it's playing a little louder volume or with music that has some bass to it. So yeah, those are the pros and cons. Anyways, what I think is if you can find these on eBay for $50 or less, $40 or less, somewhere around that price range, go for it. You won't be disappointed as long as everything works, of course. But anything more than that, like the current listings on eBay, on eBay I've seen like a week ago or something, $120, $99, somewhere around that. It's way too much. You might as well. It'd be better off getting like a realistic, any sort of realistic Minimus or Optimus Pros would probably sound better than these. Also, it would be better for that price for $120. You could probably, if you're lucky enough, find like something like a Visonic or Braun or something like that, in a similar form factor. So that would be the conclusion for today's test. And thank you for watching again. I guess. I mean, a little update though. I already got these, which I will be testing next. These are RCA versions of the Minima 7s. However, these are different. These are the Optimus Pro 7s. They have a port and are magnetically shielded. Also, I found on eBay a set of 4 speakers. 2 of them is the Audio Source LS3s, and the other 2 is the Optimus Pro X77 in a bundle for I think $80. Hey, it's pretty worth it. I mean, I don't know if it works. We'll see, but I'll also be doing tests and comparisons between these speakers after I get them. So, just a little update. And there you have it.